Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Dora the Fluid Crafter, and first and foremost I want to thank all my subscribers for tuning in and watching my videos. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment down below. Let me know what you think, and don't forget to hit that bell icon if you want to be notified of future videos. If you want to give me a thumbs down and you don't like what I'm doing, that's okay as well. I appreciate all constructive criticism, or you know what, you may just not like what I'm doing, and that's okay by me. So first thing I want to do is, you guys know I'm working on my design team project for Junk with Steph, and I am using her Bird Box Digi Kit, which I showed in a previous video. Absolutely beautiful, stunning kit. And so I wanted to put some cool aspects in it, and so I wanted to kind of show you guys how I do that and what I do. Now, what I have in front of me here is some thick manila paper. It's the same thing that manila envelopes are made with, except it's paper. It's thinner, but it's like a medium weight cardstock, heavier than printer paper, but not as heavy as your thick card making cardstock, if that makes sense. So it's kind of in between, but it's thicker and it holds sprays very, very well. So what we're going to do is, I wanted to do some stamped images from some stamps that I recently got, and I wanted to use my Tattered Angels Glimmer Mist along with some glimmer mist that I've made myself. And so I've got some yellow, and then I've got blue, and I have got a candy apple. This is one of Tattered Angels. Beautiful. And then I also have the lily pad, a green color. And then we have a kind of like, it's wheat fields. It's almost iridescent, but it's not. It's super, super pretty. We have Vanilla Breeze, which is a pinkish, very pastel-y color. This is the iridescent gold. And then I also brought out two of my alcohol sprays. This one is blue and this one is a copper color, because I am inking the edges and things, so I did want to bring some of the copper out. This blue does not spray very well, and that's why it's still full. But I'm going to use this to kind of maybe tap around and bring that blue that's in the kit through the paper. And I'll show you, I've cut out the ephemeras and stuff. So this here, I want to bring out some of these blues in my stamping. So yes, I want to do that. And let me turn off my notifications. I apologize if my finger's in the way or I shake you. I'm sorry. Okay, those are turned off. I can't forget to do that. No dinging or ringing in the middle of this. Okay, so now the first thing that I want to do is, I want to use the darker colors, dry it, and then use the lighter colors on top, so that they are pulled up, because you don't want your lighter colors down first and then have the darker ones cover it up, if that makes sense, unless you're using all pastels or all dark colors. But if you're mixing them, I tend to go dark and then lighter. As I'm blow drying, I will speed that part of it up, and let's get to it. So the first one I think I'm going to do is the Candy Apple Red, and I haven't used these in a little bit. So, and I'm not going to spray the whole page. I'm just going to kind of stay here in the middle so I don't get too much overspray. See, and that one's clogged up too. Did you see that? But we're still gonna, and I got overspray over there. Yeah, okay, we'll do that one like the blue. Okay, so this one here does sprays, I do believe. Yeah. So we're gonna do that one. Let's get some green, some lily pad. like I said, I have not used these in a long time, so let me just, oh my goodness. Oh, they'll tell me they're not going to work, guys. Maybe I should have tested them before I turned on the camera. Okay, well, anywho, we're going to do this one. Let's see if that one sprays. That's good. Okay, let's try this one. See if this one sprays. Yes, this one sprays. Very nice. Okay, now this is going to give like a shimmer. You know what I mean? Like a nice shimmer to it. And then let's do some. I do want some more of that red in there. Ugh, and I can't believe it's not. There we go. Oh, there we go, guys. Look at that. Now it's spraying. Ooh, let me try this one again. Nope. That one's not going to spray. Let's see if I can. There we go. I can dab it. Let's just dab it. It is still wet, so some of the colors may mix, and that is okay. Okay, I am going to dry this off, and then I'll be right back. Okay, guys, that is dry. All right, so let's put that back like that for a minute. And I don't know if you guys can see the iridescent coming through or not yet, or the shimmer, but I'll bring it up close to you when I get done. So now I want to bring in some of this blue. And let's see, I do want some more of that green, but I think I'm going to just kind of go around like that. Okay. And then I'm going to use some of my alcohol inks as well, because they are a little bit darker. And then here I'm going to use my brown, and then I'm going to go through and do copper as well. Whoops. That sprays a lot, doesn't it? And don't worry, it is dark, but don't worry. Do not worry. And then here is the copper. Okay, I'm going to dry this, and I'll be right back. All right, that is dry. And so now you see how the it's got a little bit of grunge now to it. Okay, so now what I want to do is let's see if this will spray again. There we go. Get a little bit more of that red in there. Okay, that's good. And then I do want some more of this green. I do want to make sure that this green is in there. And the blue. The green and the blue. So let's spray some more of this blue. All right. That is dry. So now I want to see if I can bring it up and see if you guys can see any of the shimmer on there. I'm not sure if you can. But it is very shimmery. Okay, so now we're going to get to stamping. All right, so first thing I want to do is I have some cutaway pieces here that are just scrap. So when I go along the edges, I can put this down, and then my stamp won't go on my table and mess anything up on the bottom of the paper. So I do want to let you guys know that. So we're going to start with this one first. I'm going to put that one to the side. We're going to grab out some of these stamps here. And so I picked up some butterfly stamps and the animal stamps, some birds and music, some backgrounds, some more birds, and some more birds. And this one actually has a bird cage die in it. and some teacups and things. Not sure if I'm going to use these or not, but they do have a butterfly in that one and some flowers, so I thought that might be a little neat to put in there, but we'll see. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to use this one, because you see how it's got the black on like the shading, and so some of this color is just going to pop through these clear sections here and just give it a little bit more detail without, you know, you having to go in a color. And so let's try that. Put that over there for a minute. Let me get out one of my blocks. Nope, that one's too small. Let's see here. Let me see, will that one fit on there? Barely. Those will. I'll keep that out, but let me grab this bigger one down here if I can. As you guys know, I've got so much stuff on my desk. Okay, let's see. Will that one fit on there? Ooh, still almost. Oh my goodness. Okay, well then we're going to be bringing out the big boy. Now my blocks here are not, now that's an acrylic block that you would buy. It's got the lines, you can, the grid on it that you can line it up if you wanted to. But these here, this is an acrylic plate, but it's like one of those 3D frames. It's like got the thick part of it, so when you put a picture it looks like it's, you know, 3D, or you could use it to cover a shadow box. And they were super cheap at a yard sale, so I picked them up and I just use them with my stamps. They work great. Okay, so anyways, there's that. Let me get my black ink, and I just use the VersaFine. So let's see how this is going to look. All right, let's place him like that. Okay. And I am going to place him a kind of a little bit where everything is. Get some of those dots in there as well. Just hold that for a minute. Let me move his ink before I put my arm in it. And there you have it. There is one bird. And I don't know if you can see that, but there is one bird. And then it has the color in the background, so when you fussy cut it out, now you have a colored bird. So there is that one. I will clean these off in just a moment. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to do a dragonfly as well on this one. I can use my smaller block for this. I stuck my finger in it. And I am actually going to come up here and grab some of this blue. And then you can see the wings are all glittery, and they've got the blue, and they've got some of the copper and the red in there. Looks really nice. I'm liking how that one's looking as well. Okay, so now we're going to put these to the side for a moment, and I'm going to pull out this one. I love it so much. I love the birdie on this one so much. And so you can also do this for your mixed media, your journaling and things. It's such a great idea, especially if you're not one that colors a lot, which I don't. I mean, I do, but I don't. My way of coloring is way off from everybody else's, so you know. And so here on this one, I want to get some of this over here this time. So I'm going to put that birdie right there. Just hold it so it just kind of picks all that ink up. So see, now his head looks like it's got the brown feathery, and then his body turns into all these different colors. I'm really liking that a lot. Okay, and then there's that one. So we're going to put that one up right there for now. And then let's do a couple of these smaller ones here. I just adore these Maggie Holmes stamps. Oh my gosh. Absolutely beautiful. I want to do the little Smalley bird. And I'm going to put him right down here where his tail, or part of his, yep, right there. Beautiful. Woohoo! That came out great. And then I'm going to actually do this floral. I want to see how this turns out as well, because I will be putting botanicals in here, but right now I'm concentrating on these. But I just want to show you guys how you can do this with, you know, various things, not just birds or anything like that. But this is, it's got a lemon on it, I guess, and I don't really have a bunch of yellow, but that's okay. I'm going to put it, let's see, where would be a good place? Ooh, right there. It could be a whimsical one. Look at that. That came out wonderful. All right, so there's that one. We're going to put that to the side, and then I'm going to grab this last one here, and this one has a bird on a branch with flowers that I really wanted to put in this book. Now, I'll do more than just these, but I wanted to kind of just come on really quick and show you guys what I was doing and how I was doing it, and so you could kind of see my train of thought here. All right, so we're going to do this one. Let me. Okay, so he's on a branch, so we're going to put him, let's put him right there. And try not to overthink it. Pick a spot and then kind of gaze around to see if there's a better one. If not, just stick it down. Oh, that looks great with all those colors. I'll pull it up a little bit closer to you so you can see it in just a minute. Okay, and then we're going to put that one back on there like that. I'm going to put my blocks over here. Okay, and so here is what we've got so far, which has turned out really, really well. Now I'm going to dry the ink. I'm going to heat set it so that way as I'm cutting and moving, it's not going to come off on my fingers because I did use a lot of ink. So I'll be right back. Alright, here we are now that I've heat set it and dried it up, and I'm just going to take my big scissors and I'm going to just cut around them first to get the big bulk off of it. Now don't throw away the excess, because you can always go back and use the portions that you haven't used on other stamps, or if you want to doodle over it or draw over it, you could always do that and put that in your journal or your mixed media book. Okay, so there's one. We'll cut this little guy out here. Over here, grab him. And since I'm going to be doing more stamping, I am going to keep the bigger offshoots of this, like this one here. I could put another little dragonfly or something on. And And then of course this here, I can also stamp along that edge right there. So I'm going to put that to the side. And then I just fussy cut them out. Let's save that piece too. And then for this part, I use my little scissors, which I just love. Now I do not cut all the way up to the black. I leave a little bit showing on the outside because I'm going to be inking it up anyhow. So it's probably going to get covered up, but I just don't want to cut off that image. You know what I mean? And I know a lot of people like to get right up on it, and that's okay. But doing this, it just kind of helps me to not not get overly quick with my cutting to where I'm actually cutting the image itself off of the paper. And the line is so thin that, I mean, you really can't even tell unless you're right up on it. You know what I mean? So yeah, so now we're just fussy cutting this one out. I'll do the other one separate, but I wanted to show you guys this one first. I'll put it up on a piece of separate paper so you can see it. I'll go ahead and ink it up too once I'm done. I know this is the boring part, watching me try to fussy cut. I do fussy cut, but only when I really have to, because fussy cutting is not one of my fortes. I mean, I love doing it. I love cutting images out and things like that, don't get me wrong. But it's probably not something that I would do, especially if I can get a die for it that does it for me. You know what I mean? So, and especially around the little feet down here. I mean, you know, if I tried to cut in between all his little toes, I would just cut them off. And I don't want to do that. I want to leave that color down there that we created. And you know, this technique, I mean, it's nothing new. I'm sure that other people do the same thing with their mixed media art and things like that. But this is just something that I've done for a very long time. And I used to do it with paint and things like that also. But then they came out with the new products and the alcohol sprays and the Tattered Angels. Oh God, love Tattered Angels. So I'm just getting a little bit closer around this one. I did get a little bit far out there, so I did want to just clean that up just a tad so it's not, you know, too, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to set this to the side. Let me grab a blank piece of paper, preferably white. Let me see. Oh, there's one right there. Okay, so now here, whoa, here is our little birdie. I'm going to try to get close here and fix the, can you see that? Is that not the coolest thing ever? And you don't have to color it. It's so pretty. Okay, so there's that. So this is what I'm going to be doing. I am going to be getting some little stamped images going on, and I'm going to finish cutting these out. And what we'll do in the next video is I'll show you guys the things that I've created with that, and we'll start decorating our ephemera and our tags and our little other things that we're putting in the journal. And we're going to do this one step at a time, so that way you guys can see the full process. And if you guys want to join in, grab some paper, grab some sprays, grab some stamps, and let's get to it. All right, guys, stay creative and be blessed, and I will see you next time. Bye bye now.